Hi guys, so today I want to actually talk to you about this nifty little thing I got a hold of. It's called the Tobecco Stargate. Stargate RTA, or actually an RDA, whatever. It's rebuildable. It atomizes. That's the important part. Alright guys, so today I actually have the Tobecco Stargate torn apart for you, and here's what we're actually looking at when we're in here. As you can see, it is a clamp rather than the standard screw clamp design. Now honestly I like this idea. It is much easier to work with, but as you can see here and here, not to the same degree but also here and here, I am starting to lose material. Part of that could be because I am putting too much pressure on too thick of a gauge wire, as I tend to use coils similar to this, which are 22 gauge in nature. But I'm more prone to believe that is actually just the way things work with DC current. It will, over time, do it to certain metals. These might not, I am not sure what these are. I believe they are stainless steel. Most of them are. But it's cheap stainless steel and does not resist corrosion the same as everything else. Now, other things to note with this device is, let me see if I can get that up there. As you can see, the airflow sticks out just a hair above your build deck, which, what does that mean for you? That means that by the time you're spilling out the juice wells, you're overflowing anyways, so it's not as big of a deal. Now, as you can see, these simply you tighten the one screw and the clamp will tighten in. Now, as for how to build on this particular device, it is simple as, okay, you have, as we know with coils, one end's always going to come out higher than the other. So you take your lower end, put it on the lower side of this one, and put that in there. Sometimes they don't necessarily want to work with you, but just fiddle with it. Just fiddle a little. And then, of course, as you can see, boom, single coil. It doesn't look that bad for being thrown together real quick. Now the other side is going to fit in perfectly, just simply by the nature of coils and the fact they are always going to be exact opposites of each other. So boom, now we have that too. That look horrible from where I sit. Now go ahead, tighten this side up. And there, that'll actually let you get a better look at the way this build deck works together. Now there is a problem with the way this is currently, but it is not a problem that myself and a little bit of ingenuity cannot solve. And no, my problem is not the leads, because like everyone, I can get these cleaned up, but that's not. But the current issue, as you can see, this is very loose in there. But I'm me, so I'll use it to my advantage. We're going to heat that up, soften the metal just a tiny hair. And we're going to do that. Soften the metal a hair. Give another quarter turn. Now there. And of course, soften that up again. Now, one of the reasons I actually spent time softening these up is because of how, I guess, how big a wire I prefer. It can be difficult to work with. Sorry, it's incredibly warm today. Once again, kind of give that a feel, see how where, if anywhere, there's flex. And then tighten that up. And then do her one more time. Now there, that side should be good and ready to cotton. Now then you also have this side, which you basically, same general concept. Whoops. Don't worry, that's salvageable. Crimp. Now that I can finish this up on my own, but I think you get the general gist of the idea. This thing is a bit of a pain in the neck to build on, but that's not to say it's not without its good qualities. Like I said, there is actually the airflow, which, like I said, goes all the way up here, so it's not really as big of an issue as it first seemed. And also, one thing people have been touting is voltage drop and how that is a problem. Well, my coils are a bigger problem, but that's not so much of an issue when you have a giant surface area section. Alright, so I'm going to finish this up and come back with some final thoughts on this thing. Alright guys, so that was an up-close personal at the Tobecco Stargate. Now, what do I actually have to say about this model? Well, it looks... oh goodness, this thing looks amazing. I will give it that. I know I was a bit hard on it about the build deck, but that's where the guts are. That's where the important bit is. But I mean, you know, if those little things, and truly they are minor, half of it was my own screw up. But if those don't find a way to scare you off, then there's hope for you. There's hope for this mod yet. Screw it, I don't care about terminology. You know, I mean, I generally bake my 70 MG or VG or whatever juice, and I'm still getting clouds out of it. You know, I mean, you're not amazing, you're not going to destroy anything. They are not insane, but they're there. You know, what else is there to say? I mean, the flavor's good. I mean, this, like many others of the RDAs I've tried, namely Velocity, a few of the other ones, maybe it's just the way I make them, but this tends to pop your tangy flavors, your lemons, your fruits, most of your fruits actually. Your lemon, your lime, them. And it tends to be a bit more subdued on your cream flavors, which I like personally. But some people don't, and that's a big problem. Now, I mean, there's not a lot in the way of adjustability in this airflow. I mean, essentially just cover the hole a little bit. You know, I mean, yeah, sure, while the things are up there, it still seems to leak like hell. But that's a manageable thing. Now, as far as for the price point, it's pretty average. It's on par with Velocity when it first came out. It's on par with the 571 I tried. It's way cheaper. It's about half the price of the, you know, your Twisted Messes, your set. However, their other offering is, I think it's like 9 Heavens, 12 Hells or something crazy, or 12 Heavens, 9 Hells or something crazy like that. So, I mean, and it performs fairly average. I mean, I don't like saying that, but, you know, if the build deck don't scare you off, it is easier to build in when you get the hang of it. I mean, I remember when I was first doing it, it was really a pain in the neck. And I mean, honestly, I do 6 wraps of my coil, of, you know, my 22 gauge. If you were to do more of the same gauge, you probably wouldn't have near as much trouble building on this thing as I do. Or if you adjust your leads, any number of things, really. You know, so aside from that, this is a good, no frills, no, you know, it ain't got stupid, crazy fans. It doesn't have, you know, some strange, eccentric way of preventing spitback. You know, I mean, the only thing I can say is it probably is a lower wattage device. You know, your 40, 50 watt guys, you know, with your smaller wires and this, that, and the other. And the only other thing to note, it takes a long time to dry the cotton out in this thing, partially because of the airflow, this, that, once again, this, that, and the other. I couldn't give you a real reason for it, any of that. I didn't build the thing. Or I didn't design it. But it seems to have taken longer for me whenever I want to change flavors into something that I know clashes with what I had in the previous. Which, if you're a person who loves, you know, who's very concerned about juice consumption, because I know some of these things can consume juice faster than you can put it in sometimes. And that is the thing. I mean, I've been sitting here for what, 3-4 minutes? Vaping on the same tube of this stuff, you know, which, you know, that's one thing I love. Juice is coming down in price, so juice consumption is going to become less of an issue, which is great. But anyways, just to wrap this up, you know, stainless steel, it's got the nice big old T. Who cares? It's aesthetics, it don't look hideous. And that's really, there is no important part to aesthetics. As long as it don't look stupid, you're good. So there's my final thoughts on the Tobecco Stargate.